Hello and welcome back to Precious Memory Box's Junk Journaling. My name is Bobby and I have part 2 of the Face in Flight little envelope folio that we started creating probably about a month ago, and then I get busy and then I also forgot where I put this because I work between 2 rooms. And so when I get done filming a video, then I pick everything up and put it like in a basket or a bag and carry it back out to my craft space. And then sometimes I forget where I put it. But I found it again and I'm so happy because I really wanted to finish this. I think it's a beautiful kit and I wanted to finish the journal. So I cut out some of the rest of the pieces, and we have some Bible verse, what I would call journaling cards, and I copied one of the neutrals on the back. I also cut out some of the beautiful crosses, and I thought we would add them throughout. There's also some beautiful little bird cards that I thought we would just put in the envelopes for extra little tidbits. Might round the edges of those. And then I've just got some other scrap pieces because I would like to make some tabs with the tab punch here. And let's see. Let's go ahead and see if this one's big enough. We'll go ahead and punch some of these before we get started. And I always forget, my other tab I have, you fold the paper. This one you don't have to fold the paper. And I always forget that. So there's one. Don't think I can get 2 out of this. Let me see. Well, just maybe, barely. Yeah, we did. Okay. And let's see. I've also got this paper. Let's make a few from it. And that will probably give us enough that we can either add to tags or to pages, however we want to do it. See, I did it again. I folded it. I don't know why I do that. Let's see, I want to get 2 out of here, so I don't want to waste it. There we go, and I was able to punch 2 at a time, and we can just disconnect that right there at that little spot. And let's see if we can get 2 from this side, or if we have enough room. Oh, it looks like we can. There we go. So there's some tabs. Good way to use up some of our scratch paper, or scrap paper. Okay, so we'll set those over here. I also have a little more lace. If we want to make a pocket or something from lace, we can do that. And then I also have my vintage photo, and I have some crinkled seam binding here from my scrap cabin that we can use. But this kit comes from Silver and Sparkles, and I'm a member of her design team, and it's just a beautiful kit, so I wanted to finish this up. And if you don't remember, we use these picture envelopes that I picked up on Amazon, and then I've got a journaling card down inside here. And what I did with this is I used a Project Life card, left this side so you could write on it, and then decorated this side. And then we're going to add some more to that. So maybe we'll leave that out. And then to each one of these, I attached a envelope and just glued the envelopes together and added, another one of those. Glued the envelope and that. And so it ends just like that. Just a small little folio. You could add a signature in there if you want to. But I like to make a lot of these little folios. So let's start by choosing one of these beautiful crosses to go on here. And let's see. I'm not worried about, I don't want it to necessarily be matchy-matchy, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to ever so slightly ink it. I'm not the best fussy cutter, so I just kind of trimmed around the border of them. It's too intricate for me to try to record all of it. And if you hear some noise, it's my cat. She's in here with me, and I'm hoping we can keep her from not jumping up on the table because she likes to lay on paper. And she will not get off of it until you totally ignore her. And then she'll get off of it. All right, so glue that on. And let's put a tab on it. And let's see. We can either do a solid green or we can do one of the patterns. I'm more apt to do a pattern just because I think they're pretty. All right. And if you're not familiar with Silver and Sparkles, the owner, her name is Pam, and she has quite a few beautiful kits in her shop on Etsy. She also has a Patreon. She also does print and ship, so like if you don't have your own printer, she prints most of them. And then she also makes ephemera and different journals, and she does the seam binding also. So check out her shop. She has a lot of variety. I will link it down below. And just go check out Pam's. Let her know I sent you. Okay, so we've got that one in there. In here, let's go back for a second. I want to go ahead and do the cover. So I wanted to take one of these with scriptures on it. This one is Isaiah 41:10. And I wanted to add it to the top. But I'm going to, I think, round the corners just slightly. I don't want them too round because I don't want to make all the, make too much of the paper border look different. And just to make it stand out a little bit against this, I'm going to ink it. Inking, of course, is a personal choice. If you want to ink it, you can ink it. If you don't have to. All right. But I think I like inking just because I think it helps pop, make whatever you're inking around pop against the other colors it may be against. Now you could just glue this on 3 sides if you wanted to kind of create a pocket or something. You could do that. I'm just going to glue the whole thing down for a pretty cover here. Trying to make sure I get it straight. There we go. I got my tab a little off on that, but that's okay. All right, so we've got that one and that one done. And then I think for some of these pockets, I'm just going to round the corners. Another good reason to round corners, if you want to, is it also helps your cards slide in and out of the pockets easier. So if you're having a little trouble with your cards getting caught, just give them a little round and it usually helps. Let's pick out one of these cards to put in there. I also feel like rounding the cards. Oh, there's Miss Gracie. Gracie, you need to get down, please. I'm going to try to ignore her and hopefully she will go away here in just a moment. All right, so I'm going to put those 2 in there. Miss Gracie, come on. Okay, hold on just a moment and let me move Miss Gracie. Okay, sorry about that. I had to get little Miss Gracie to go out in the other room. All right, so let's get back to where we were. I went ahead and rounded the corners and inked these and placed them in the envelope. You could add a little tab on the side or that if you want to make them easier to pull in and out, but I'm going to leave it like that. And then we're going to go, I think I'm going to maybe add a belly band here. And I'm just going to make it a small one and we'll add a card or something in just to give a little little more variety to what we're doing, a little more embellishing. And I'm just going to fold that back and cut it. We'll let that dry and then we'll slide something under there. There we go. It's a little belly band. If we have a leftover cross, I could come back and put that on there. On this one, I want to add a little bit of lace just for pretty. It could be an extra tuck spot if you wanted. Let me turn this sideways while I'm measuring here. And pull that one more. Lace makes a great embellishment, but it also makes a great pocket. Let's see, that's my glue pin. I'm always losing pins. Okay, we'll find the pin for the lace in a few minutes here. Let's go ahead and I'm going to grab the Fabri-Tac to glue the lace down. And I think I'm just going to put it along the edge here. And then maybe just a little out on the ends so that if we want it to be a tuck spot, we can certainly use it that way. Let me make sure I have the right side up there. There we go. I got my glue a little too low down here. So I'll have to take that and glue it. I like these silicone spatulas because they help you not to get as much glue and sticky stuff on you. Let me go ahead and glue this right here. What is one of your favorite things to use to embellish with? I tend to like laces, and I like metal pieces, you know, like brads and nameplates and stuff like that, but I don't have a lot of them, so I need to get me a little bit more, but I like to add metal pieces to things. Okay, we'll let that dry a little bit, and then we'll come back and add something to it. Okay, in this one, we have another card, and I'm going to keep my finger on the center this time so that I can line it up with my tab. So let's pick a tab here that we want to use. I'm going to go with this one here, trying to use one hand so I don't lose my spot. Let me just make a visual where I need to put it. There we go. And hopefully we'll get it lined up with the hole there. There we go. And let's add, we can either add a card. This is, I like this one right here. Let's do this one. I think I'm going to go ahead and just slightly round the corners. I did do a little inking off camera to make it a little faster. All right. There we go. Probably could have gotten that a little higher. I'll tell you what, guys. I need help to keep from getting things so crooked. Just eyeballing it does not always work for me. There we go. I think that's better. All right. And let's slide that back in here. Let's see. There we go. Did pretty good. Still off a little bit. I need to use a pencil next time and kind of draw where that needs to go so it'll be more in the center. There we go. Okay, let's see if that's dried. So we can add a scripture card here. And we can take one of these and add in here. So there we go. And let's come back to our belly band. It's probably dry now. Let's do a scripture card. Let's see how much that sticks out, if that sticks out too much. I think it's okay. It's just kind of layered, so. All right. I think I'm going to go ahead and glue. Don't know if I want that one or this one. I think I like the blue one better. And I'm just going to go down the center of it and then add it to the belly band there. And I'm going to take this out just for a little bit so we make sure that this does not stick to anything other than the belly band. All right, and we'll just let that sit there for a moment. We've got our lace there. We've got a card here. Okay, do we want to do anything special here? We could add one of our little crosses down there. There we go. And then let's add our add a couple of these in here. Yeah. There we go. Let's take this one and let me see what it looks like if we slide this in here too. So we'll just kind of have double loaded pockets there. All right. And then here we have 2 tags, and I thought we could add some seam binding to these. So we've got a cross on this one, and then we've got a cross on this one also. Let me go ahead and just ink around these edges. I did round the bottoms to make it a little easier for those to slide in and out of the slot. I've got like a lanyard punch here that I'm going to use and just do my best to line up the center. There we go. And we'll do this one as well. All right. And let's just add a little bit of seam binding. Let's see if I can find the end without too much trouble. Sometimes that's the hardest part, is finding the end. All right, I'm going to pull the little ribbon off, and then maybe I can get that back on there later so I can find the end here. There we go. What did I do with my scissors? There they are. Okay. Now you can staple these on, or you can give them a little simple tie, which is what I'm going to do. Sorry for the table rocking. I forget and I lean on it and it makes it rock. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to put these back to back, and we are going to add them back in this pocket. And there we go. You could, if you want, before you slide your inserts in and that, if you want to stamp on these, you could definitely do that. But I like them myself just in the craft paper. Let's see, we've got 2 pieces left here. Should we put something on the back? We can either do a little small item like that, or we can do another cross. I think I kind of like the little, calling it a snowbird. I'm not sure what kind of bird it really is. But I think they're supposed to be birds in flight, since the name of the kit is Faith in Flight. My glue's getting a little clogged up here. There we go. Oops. All right. Let's add that there. There we go. And let's take another look. I wonder if we should add that maybe there. Not sure. Let's go ahead, and I think we can slide this back in here now. And maybe we'll just add that in there as a bonus piece. All right, let's take a look at our little folio. This one is pretty much a quick and simple one once you get all your pieces cut out that you want. So we've got all the scripture cards cut out and put in here. We made a belly band, you know, a journaling card in here, and some more journaling cards or scripture cards in there. This would make a nice gift for a friend. We have some more scripture cards here, a little side tuck, another journaling card with room to write on the back, some extra cards in here, and we've got our 2 tags with our seam binding on them, stick out from the top, and then we have our back, and then of course we've got the little lace binding here. So there we go. That one was pretty short and simple, not hard to do at all. I hope you guys will check out Pam's shop. Like I said, I will have the link below for silver and sparkles. And go check out all the different kits that Pam has. Give a few a try. Let her know that Bobby sent you. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And we will see you next time. Bye.